Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. Today actually is a Wednesday, although by the time you get this video, God knows when it'll be. But we're doing a beer tasting today. We've got a Beermail. Big Banana, Stephen Burton has sent me 3 beers. The first of which I'm going to drink tonight is Red X Cwtch Inspired Red Ale. And he has put very kindly a QR code on. I don't know if you can scan that or not. I assume that will take you to the Brewfather recipe page for it. But yeah, I've just watched Liverpool hammer Newcastle for 90 minutes. So I thought Red X would be the good one to start with. So just to give you a little bit of background, Cwtch, or I don't know how you pronounce that, is a Welsh ale made by Tiny Rebel, which is a Welsh Red with, if I remember rightly, Centennial and Mosaic as the hops. It's quite fruity. It's almost an IPA. It's one of my favourite beers, and when I heard Stephen was doing a version of it and using Red X, which is a mystical grain for me, or a mystical, I'm aware that it's probably a combination of grains. Something I've not used, something I'm very, very curious about and want to do more with. And this is the second Red X beer that Stephen has sent me this year, so I'm looking forward to having a go. It's filled quite high, so I'm really hoping it's not a gusher. A bit of smoke there, some bubbles coming up. Squeezed it too much. So we'll do a reasonably aggressive pour. It doesn't seem to be too fizzy. How about that? That looks alright. There we have it. It's a nice copper red colour. Reasonably clear, although in this style of beer it's not really it's not necessary to be completely clear. Slight carbonation. We can see bubbles going up. You can see there the head retention hasn't gone too well. What I would say is, as soon as I poured it, I was getting some really strong sort of tropical leaf sort of flavours. And as I go in now, yeah, I'm getting some like malt, like a sweet biscuity kind of note, and maybe what am I getting there? Like a tropical, soft tropical fruit, maybe. Can't really describe that, but like a soft tropical fruit. I've got peaches in my head. It doesn't smell anything like peaches, but that kind of texture, that makes no sense at all. Yeah, so I would say that's probably medium thin bodied. Just topped it up there and you can see sort of a slight off-white, almost cappuccino head. I can't pinpoint that fragrance, that aroma. Like, is it lychee maybe? I'm not sure. I should really watch Stephen's video to see what he's actually put in this. Give me a steer down the right street anyway. But it's inviting. You know, you smell that and you think, oh, that's refreshing. That's nice on in. As I say, you've a medium thin body, sort of on the cusp between thin and medium, and you have a reasonable amount of carbonation there. It's not too much. It's actually what I would say probably about right for the body. Is what I'm thinking. But then in terms of taste, absolutely dominated by the malt backbone, and that's not necessarily, or it's not a bad thing at all. you've just got a hint of bitterness, just on the finish, and then it sort of, some of the hop profile starts to come through, just sort of on the tail there. You've got a slight hint of maybe it's the same thing I can smell. I just can't think what it is. The malt profile is quite nice. It's sweet. It's like a sweet biscuity, caramelly, kind of sticky almost feel to your mouth. Balanced with, as I say, that slight bitterness sort of on the end. All in all, it's a decent beer. So what I've decided to do, and Stephen, you're the guinea pig, and hopefully you'll realise that I mean nothing by this, but I am going to start, rather than giving everything 2 thumbs up, I'm going to start being a wee bit more critical. So I seen this on, I think, I'm not sure what channel it was, and I apologise. Before I record the next bit of the video, I'll look this up and find out where it was I seen this. But I'm going to score your beer, not in a BJCP kind of way, because A, not qualified, B, don't care what they think, and C, meh, fuck them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into 4 categories: appearance, aroma, mouthfeel, and flavour. So on the appearance then, without a doubt, it's going to get 4 out of 5. I was actually prepared to give it a 5 out of 5. The only slight downside for me, and I'm being hypercritical here, is I would like a little bit more head retention. Because when you do pour it fresh, and there's still some left, when you pour it fresh and you get the head forming, it's a really nice colour. And just even about that much head, but one that would maintain, would have given you a 5. Would have given you a 5 on that one. In terms then on mouthfeel, I have it in my head that red ale should be full bodied. Any red ale I make or try to make, I always try and up the body a little bit. But I've been watching a couple of videos recently about Irish Reds and different sorts of things, and they're always saying you want a thin body, you want it to be quashable. So from that point of view, this is perfect actually, because I'm saying it's between it's the very thick end of thin bodied into medium bodied, and with that in mind, when you couple that with the level of carbonation that you've got here, in terms of this beer, it's balanced perfectly. Dry, it is a bit of a dry and finish as well actually, just noticed there on that last sip. So I'm probably going to give you a 3. I'm not going to do points, I'm not going to do halves, I'm not going to do 0.25s. You're getting full marks. So probably I'm going to give you a 3 based on, no, you're getting a 4. You're getting a 4 because my own bias shouldn't come into it. You've balanced the medium thin bodied with the good level of carbonation. In terms then on actual taste, and let's face it, that's what we're here for. I skipped out the aroma. So we'll go back and do the aroma. So as I said, as soon as I opened the bottle, poured it in, I got strong aroma, tropical. I'm still getting it. I want to sort of agitate the beer to get the head back. I'm definitely getting stronger. If I could identify what it is I can smell, I'd probably be happier. Actually, funny now, I'm starting to get a wee bit of citrusy notes. And I have to be careful as well that the key word there is inspired. Stephen's not pretending that this is a clone beer. He's not pretending that he's made a Cwtch clone or anything like that. It's just inspired. He's taking inspiration from it. He's making a beer similar. But for me, it's just not quite. I don't know why I'm being critical of this, because I don't necessarily want it to be in your face, but there's a subtle maltiness there and a subtle sort of citrusy note. So it's quite subtle. You have to go looking for it. On the initial pour, it was there quite well. I don't know what I would want better than that though. You know, so in my head I was thinking I'm going to give this a 3 for the nose, but why am I not giving it a 4 or a 5? I don't necessarily want the malt to be dominant or the hops to be dominant. But there's just something, I just can't put my finger on it, but there is just something, so it's getting a 3. So we've got 4 for appearance, 4 for mouthfeel, 3 for nose, which I've done in the wrong order, and then for actual flavour, it tastes lovely. It really does, and it reminds me to an extent of a rye I done recently, the red brick rye, and that's causing me a little bit of concern, because the red brick rye that I did deteriorated to the point it was basically, well, I still have some of it in the keg, but it's basically undrinkable for my palate anyway. And I'm trying not to bias this on that. I think it's a well-balanced beer. You've got a sort of caramelly stickiness going on. You have a slight bit of bitterness, which I always look for. Your hop profile is maybe just lacking a little bit. I'm torn between 3 and 4. I can see the timer clicking up there. I think if I went on flavour alone and I try and isolate that beer, so I'm not judging it against anything else, you probably are looking at a 4. And my overall experience of the beer would be a 4 as well, but that's a 5th category that I never pre-warned you about. So you basically got 3 4s, which is 12, and a 3, which is 15 out of 20. I don't know if that's good or bad. This is the first beer I've reviewed, but 15 out of 20, well done. That's 2 thumbs up. Yeah, as I say, overall, in a category that I don't really have, 4 out of 5 is probably your average there, and it's probably good. I'm going to review my own beers when I'm doing grain of glasses like this as well. So hopefully not everything gets 15 out of 20. Hopefully there is a bit of a range there. But 15 is a good. Oh, I could do like the Top Gear thing, couldn't I? Put the rankings up. Might do that actually. But I'm starting to waffle. So happy Red Wednesday. Yeah, cheers guys.